But right now in studio, we have with us Catherine Gordon, etiquette consultant. And Catherine, your school is the Catherine Gordon's
Institute of Finishing Elements.
Absolutely, and that's what she's going to be helping us with.
Yes, she is going to be helping us because I always thought I had really great etiquette and I thought I had it all down.
Yes.
But then when Catherine came here before, I was like, I don't know anything.
Yes. And then we actually got the opportunity to put it to practice recently and teach some of our friends as well. So it's like great time for you to be back this morning. So what are we going to be focusing on today?
Well, this morning we're going to be looking very quickly, Lisa, and Carrie, at what you need to do, what you need to understand, because you're going to a lot of events. Food is the thing for Christmas.
Right.
We just heard him say, you know, he doesn't have much, but it's okay. But literally, if you're faced with something like this, what do you do?
Yeah.
And how to do it with a little finesse, so you're not nervous, your chicken not flying off the plate, and you're all over the place.
Yeah.
So what we have here right now is a 3-course setting.
Okay.
Okay, let me make sure it's 3. This is 1, 2, 3, 4-course setting.
Right.
And we know that by how many pieces of silverware are on the table.
Right.
So we count. This is going to be soup, and this is going to be 1 course.
Okay, so
whatever.
we need to be showing what we're talking about here. So as the camera picks up, we're going to start over this one here. This is the spoon you're talking about here, right?
The soup spoon.
Yes, so this is your soup spoon here. So
one of the things we must know, is that you don't have to worry about all these things on the table, really. The table is set in the order in which the host or hostess is going to serve the meal.
Now, before you do that, now that we can see what was going on, you said earlier this is a 1, 2, 3, and you went 4. How did you know that?
Count. 1 piece.
Right.
You know this is soup.
Right.
2 forks, 2 knives, so they want you to use them together. So this is going to be 1 course.
Now you're hoping that, because you know some people set out the whole thing and it's one thing they're serving, right?
We have
right, Gary? No, seriously,
We should not have additional pieces on the table if we don't plan to serve a course that deals with that.
Okay, so not because it's looking nice and fancy.
That's right. So you only have 1 plate of pilau.
Right.
Then this shouldn't be there.
Okay. Okay.
You're not serving dessert, this shouldn't be there.
Right.
You're not serving wine, this shouldn't be there.
Right.
Not because it looks fancy.
Right.
Everything that's on the table has a purpose at the time. So now I have to quickly set
we're putting it back, right? Because we're having everything.
Yes, so we're having everything. And so you want your table to look fancy, and you sit down there at the meal that is being offered to you.
Right. Yes.
All you need to remember is stretch out your hands like this and work inwards.
Starting from the outside
out towards the plate.
That I remember.
Yes. So you know what soup looks like. So when they serve you the soup, this is the one you're going to be using.
Right.
What you have to be looking at is how to hold the soup spoon.
Okay.
So instead of doing this like a shovel, you want to know that you hold it like this.
Right.
And you're spooning away from you and coming back.
See?
Away, down into the soup, and coming back.
I knew that one, you know.
And once you're chewing, you want to have your spoon down inside the soup bowl and out your hand, because you don't want to crack a joke. And oh my God, look at you, some soup on here. Oh.
So you and some people hold their bowl, some people have it on the table. Which one is correct?
If you're sitting at a table, and you will be, there is no good reason for you to have that soup bowl up in your hand.
Right, okay.
So it's not a cocktail event, and a cocktail event will not serve you a bowl of soup for you to walk around with. So the bowl sits right there. Only when it's coming down to the end and you know you want to get a little bit more, so you just lean the bowl a little forward and still spoon forward and take it. Now you know, Lisa chemistry tells us we won't be able to get every single molecule up. So we mustn't be hearing scraping, nor should we take the bread and say this was tasting so good. Let me just bite something and just finish off this because I want to have it.
That I've seen before.
No,
I have seen that before.
We have to forget about that.
Yes.
That bread is not for soaping up the soup at all. So once that soup course is finished.
So Catherine, let me tell you, right? You know, this is all etiquette, good graces, you're dining out, but between you and me, right? If you're home and you have that corn soup and you have your piece of bread, you can soup it up.
No.
Okay.
You give yourself bad habits.
True, I agree with you.
So once you have bad habits, you will go out in public with your bad habits. But you could actually, when you're home, that corn, you could really go to work on it.
Okay, but not when you're out.
No.
All right, okay.
You can't have that. So once you're out, they'll take this away. But even if you're dining at home and you're entertaining, this is the order in which you would set things up. But you see this napkin. It's nice and fancy.
I see the ring around it as well.
Yes, because it's Christmas, we wanted it to look fancy. But this should be on your lap once you eat it.
Right.
And if you're a guest, remember, you cannot say, well, I'm starting the meal. That napkin has to sit there until your host tells you, let's begin.
I see.
Then you take the napkin and place it on your lap without first giving it, the matador kind of.
Right.
Yes, because all that shaking says, I really don't trust my host. They may not, perhaps they didn't give me a clean napkin. So I'm going to shake out to see if I have some old rice grains in it and things like that. We create so many offenses without even realizing that we're creating offenses when we do certain things. So our knife and fork. So we've had our soup, they'll take this away. What's coming next? Whatever is coming next, you are taking up these two pieces.
Right.
Because we're working out to in. Do not switch things around.
Right.
There is no law that says you must have your salad before your main meal.
Right.
It is how the host wants to serve the meal.
Okay.
And so at Christmas time, you may find the dessert is very rich and the meal is very rich. And so they may want to serve the salad after the main meal. Because the tanginess of the salad dressing will help to cleanse the palate a little.
Right.
To get you ready for the dessert.
Right.
So if you come and you say, they don't even know how to set a table, this should be here, you'll be the only person having your meal with your salad fork.
Right. Because this would be your salad fork ordinarily.
Normally.
But if they were to serve it after, how would you know which one to use?
Typically, this is a salad fork.
Right.
Notice it's a little wider.
Right.
And so in a good set, you would find this here. If they want it here, they'll put it here.
Right.
So they place it wherever they want to place it. And so do not play around with things on the table.
Right.
Once you sit down, leave things.
But work from the outside
work from the outside to the inside. Now, you would typically have either wine or a water glass.
Right.
Would always be there. And we fancy it up today. So we're using this one for water and this for wine.
Yes.
But all you must know as a guest, you follow the lead of the host.
Right. Yes.
You take down your napkin after the host takes down their napkin.
Ah, okay.
So
Not before.
one question. If the host is practicing bad etiquette, do you follow the host in that case?
Good question, Carrie. What happens in a case like
There's
that?
nothing like bad etiquette.
Okay.
There's follow the lead of the host.
Right.
The napkin coming down on your lap is the signal to eat.
Right. But if the host doesn't even know these
But
things.
If
for
the
instance,
host is eating, follow the host.
Right.
For instance,
the host
if the
will
host
be eating.
If the host is, let's use soup as the example, and the host is
Shoveling.
shoveling the soup rather than doing the finer points of,
A great guest would never criticize a host.
Right.
And he wouldn't even give them a little wink and say,
Yes. Okay.
no, you just do what you have to do.
Right.
And so even if the host just keeps the napkin right there, once the host starts to eat, the host has given the signal for eating.
Right.
And so you just take your napkin down and place it
So
on
you
your lap.
continue with what you know, without embarrassing the
That's
host.
correct.
But follow the lead of the host.
Follow the lead
in terms of when to eat.
The signal is to eat.
Yeah.
And so this down here says we're ready
But
to
isn't
eat.
that also good graces, that you don't necessarily have to embarrass someone, especially in their own home, right? But certainly you continue doing what you know.
And Lisa, the thing about it is, even if you know that somebody's doing something incorrectly, it is poor form, poor manners for you to correct them.
Right.
You can come at some later stage and say,
right,
this is what I noticed.
Yeah.
Or nothing at all. Just by looking at you, sometimes they might say, they have a little aha moment. They say, oh my God, look what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
And they'll try to follow.
Yeah.
But it is not in your place to correct anybody at a dinner table.
Right, yeah.
Poor form and poor manners.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Catherine. We're going to have you back. We always love having you. Maybe you'll have some real food on the set this time.
But you will have to learn eat.
Yes.
All these lessons and lessons and lessons.
Yeah.
Carrie and Lisa, we will have to have the examination time now.
I love the sound of that. I love the sound of that. Of course, Catherine, you have your school, which you do this, especially with young people as well. And we're going to have you on early in the year to talk more about that. Thank you so much, Catherine Gordon. When we